What is going on, my friends, and welcome back to another video here on the channel. Now, I want to give you an update on Solana because we're actually starting to notice some very good signs, and I want to tell you what I am expecting next. And so with that said, let's not waste any more time at all, and let's get straight into it. Now, guys, don't forget, if you do want to trade a little Solana yourself on up to 50x leverage without needing to KYC, meaning you don't have to hand over your secret personal information, you can use that Margex link down in the description below. This is where I do the vast majority of my trading. I keep tens of thousands of dollars in this account because this is where I'm doing trading on a daily basis, so feel free to go check that out down below. And the coolest part about it is you're going to get up to $10,000 in bonuses and rewards when you do sign up specifically with my link down there, so make sure to go check that out and let me know what you think. Now, looking at Solana, okay, let's talk about what is going on so I can give you a bit of a quick update on what is happening currently. So as you all know, we have been tracking very closely Solana's breakout of the green box. I told you all in yesterday's video that now that Solana's price is finally broken out of the green box, that even if it does start to work its way back down and try to back test and come back to find some support, that we have now broken the threshold. We have put a hole in the wall, and now we can go through it at any given point that we choose. And so the great thing is that even if Solana's price does decide to start coming back towards the downside, I would expect a higher low and an eventual continuation back up towards $260. So basically, I do believe that we are now programmed to see Solana hit a new all-time high. But what I told you all was to watch very closely over the next couple days, because it did feel as if Solana was going to get a pullback somewhat soon, and it does seem as if that could be what's on the horizon. So I want to tell you what's happening right now and what I am expecting. So what we can see here is that as Solana's price is now broken above the green zone, it's doing something called backtesting. Now, backtesting quite simply happens whenever a crypto breaks above a point of resistance, right? There's a resistance level. It breaks above it, and then it comes back down to retest it or backtest. And the idea here is to try to flip that previous point of resistance into a point of support, and then use that support to be able to continue higher. You build a foundation on top of the same level that was forcing you downwards, and oftentimes these breakouts right here after this support establishment can be very, very big. And so what we can see from Solana is that it had been constrained within this green box for so long, right there, right there, right there, and right there, that now that we're breaking above it, it's trying to build a foundation on top of this level to then continue towards the upside. And what we can see is that if you go out to the 4-hour charts, we're actually getting some very good signs that this is holding up pretty damn well. What you can see here is that if you go on the 4-hour charts and you zoom in all the way, you can see that Solana, although it is giving us the possibility of a head and shoulders pattern here, which would have us going down maybe a little bit more towards $180 or $185, it is starting to show that somewhere in this green box we very well might find that macro support. What you can see here is that on your 4-hour RSI, we're getting early signs of bullish divergence, and what that looks like is Solana's RSI going, of course, low, lower low. Look, let me get that drawn up for you so you can see low, lower low, lower low, right? So consistent lower lows in the same time frame that its price is setting higher lows. This is a good sign. When you start to see this difference in lows, oftentimes it's opening up the door of opportunity to the upside. It means that your indicator is resetting extremely well, and this thing's almost back at a 50% threshold here on the 4-hour charts, and that is usually a good area for Solana's price to try to continue upwards. And so although it doesn't guarantee that we are going to see support hold right here, right, it might go a little bit lower, it does imply that as we go lower, it's going to get further and further down into that kind of that oversold zone and open up that door for a continuation upwards. So as we are getting this reset, if we continue lower, it's becoming more and more and more likely for a bounce towards the upside. This also holds true if we go back out to the daily charts and we look at what's happening with our Bollinger Bands. If you do look at your Bollinger Bands, you can see that Solana's price has now entered back into your Bollinger Band range, which is a good sign, right? We usually don't stay outside our Bollinger Bands for very long. You have to remember that your Bollinger Bands, like, let me just clear all this off so you can see them. Your Bollinger Bands make up 3 components: the top side, the middle, and the bottom side. Now, your middle is what's called the 20 simple moving average, and that's basically how your crypto, in this case Solana, how it's performed over the last 20 days. The easiest way to explain it, basically. And then what happens is they take 2 standard deviations above that moving average to the upside and down from that moving average, and those are your Bollinger Bands. And these are typically the levels in which you can consider your overextension levels. So whenever a crypto is pushing into them, you're overextended to the upside, and if it's dropping down into them, you're overextended to the bottom side. And usually a crypto will stay within this range on average. And so in this example, when we saw Solana's price going outside of these Bollinger Bands, it was a bit of a sign like, oh shit, we might start to see Solana's price have to pull back soon because we are getting somewhat overextended. Now, I will actually let you guys know I am going to be adding a section about the Bollinger Bands to the little crash course that I am posting over on the Crypto Vault, which is down below. Guys, you can join my private community for just $1 a month. If you do want to join the community, ask me questions, talk to me in the community, or $5 a month, you can get my thoughts and insights, daily fundamental analysis, daily technical analysis, and the crash courses that I'm going to be releasing pretty soon. And as I mentioned before, it is going to include information about the Bollinger Bands. So again, it's only $5 a month for that info, so feel free to go check it out, or only $1 a month if you do just want to join in and kind of, join the community. So go again, check that out down below if you'd like. But overall, yes, we are seeing some pretty damn good signs from Solana, re-entering our Bollinger Bands here, RSI getting a great reset. And although again, there is a possibility that Solana's price does continue lower, it wouldn't shock me, for example, if we do see Solana's price, let's go back. I would say, if we do see Solana's price come back towards $188, that wouldn't shock me. And although that is a pullback of, 13 to 15% and it doesn't feel good, there's nothing wrong with that, right? You break above a massive point of resistance, you come back down, you flip it into support, you continue upwards. That happens all the time. You can't even zoom out and start to pay attention to the fact that we have some sort of ascending structure there. So maybe Solana's going to get magnetized towards it, right? Go back down, maybe do something like these and then try to continue upwards, something along those lines. And so the primary focus isn't trying to guess what's going to happen from here from Solana, but more just to tell you that, look, we're trying to build some support right now. It's doing a fantastic job. On the shorter time frames, we are seeing that support get established. We're seeing those indicators starting to reset. And even if Solana's price does continue lower, the likelihood of a bounce towards the upside is just only going to get higher and higher and higher. And so if you are looking for a good time to enter in on some Solana, I would say that now isn't a bad time. We did just get a nice breakout. We're probably going to pull back a little bit to start trying to build some support and then use that support eventually to try to work ourselves to the upside. And so because of that, I think we're actually in a very good spot. I'm very happy with where this thing is at. It's moving extremely healthy and it's moving extremely rational, and that's always important. So of course I'm very bullish about that. So I wanted to share that with you, just give you a quick update. My goal here is to post a Solana video every single day for the foreseeable future, just because things are getting excited, things are getting hyped up, and I want to of course give you guys as much content as possible. We've been talking about Sui, Caspa, Solana, Shiba Inu, ADA Cardano, Doge, and much more. And I do plan on continuing to post these types of videos every single day. So if you have been enjoying them, please always let me know by smashing that like button down below and subscribing to the channel. And don't forget, if you do want even more information from me, daily information, my thoughts, crash courses, and much more, you can join our private community down below for $5 a month or just $1 a month if you want to ask some questions and all that good stuff. Lastly, of course, don't forget, you can trade some Solana yourself on up to 50x leverage with that link to Margex down below. Check all that stuff out. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you all very soon in the next one. Peace out, everybody.